two nights in a row where just we come out on the wrong side of a tough battle. But I was really, really proud of the way that we fought back. We were down big in that fourth and came back, and just the subs that came in did a great job, brought the energy that we needed, made a bunch of really, really good plays, and yeah, it just came up a little short. Like I said, I'm really proud of the team for fighting. It's a tough job to go back to back and to go five and then to come back and play hard. The bench was great. Everybody, played a little part. So total team effort to try and get this one. But mostly I'm just really proud of the effort and proud of the energy and proud of just the willingness that this team has had, I think, all season long to do their roles, play their roles, support each other, and come in when they're asked to come in and play great.
Thank you, Coach. Khat, kind of deja vu from last week. You came in and really provided that spark plug for the team. What's your goal coming into the match today? Is it to be that spark plug?
I mean, yeah. I think we talk about every day in practice, like when you come in, make a difference. And I want to be able to make an impact for them, not just playing, but just like spiritually for them as well. So obviously the result is what it is, but we still have time to figure some things out. And I think we're going to surprise a lot of people getting to the end of this. So.
Absolutely. Colton, do you have any questions?
Yeah. Coach, having split with Madison earlier in the season, what was the strategy going into this game?
They're a completely different team. I feel like, they picked up Franklin, Drew's got healthy, and so it's almost, an entirely different group. So I think we had a pretty good handle on them after our match up there in Madison. It's just they got a lot of really nice volleyball players on that side of the court doing a lot of really good things, and thought they played well defensively, kept things alive, and then just Drew's is, she's a force. And so tough to get a handle on her. And she played great, took a lot of swings for them and came up big in the end. But I thought we did a pretty good job game plan-wise, given what we knew about them and given what we were trying to do.
Khat and Zoe, how important is it when you start a game like this, you win the first set, and how does that kind of set the tempo for the rest of the game?
I think these matches, for all the teams now in the season, we all know each other so well. No matches are really being swept. They're all long matches. So anytime we have those tight sets, how can we just get those last couple points and get over that hump? That really sets the tone going into the next set. And then again, it's how can you get those last couple points? And it's a battle every single time, no matter what team you're playing right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think getting the first set under your belt definitely helps relieve a little bit of stress, I think. Obviously, playing behind is always tough, but I think it's always important to get those first 10 points, 20 points, 25, and get that first set. I think it's important just to help you mentally throughout the match.
Coach, after that rough third set, just how are you able to kind of regroup and refocus to kind of take that fourth set?
I think one of the things that surprised me just about the league is, things are tight, but there's these momentum swings that happen. And so I feel like our team in particular is pretty, relies on the good energy and this momentum that we have. And I think it turns pretty fast. And we strung together a couple points, and then I think we started believing again. And then I thought the subs came in and did a good job kind of reestablishing some ball control. I think that's what kind of derailed us in the first place. Just reception was rough, and then we kind of stabilized there. And then once that happens, then we can kind of go back to work. And so I think, again, bench did a great job coming in, doing a better job in reception, kind of getting us reoriented that way and a better feel on the court.
Khat and Zoe, I know the block defense in that fourth set really kind of turned the tide there. Just how was I able to kind of get the momentum back in y'all side and be able to force that fifth set?
I think blocks are a huge momentum swing, and like Chris said, a lot of what we do rides on momentum and how can you string together a couple points here and there, because it's usually back and forth, 1 point and the other. So I think just getting those big blocks being low and over, like we talk about all the time, which we have a lot of huge blockers, amazing blockers on our team, they just came at a great time tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just about trying to slow the ball down just so we can get better touches defensively behind. I think that helps a lot as well. I think coming in the game, that was my main focus, just like trying to touch as many balls as I could, just slow it down. So.
And then, Coach, y'all get off to that really good start in the fifth set, and then Madison was able to kind of turn around. Just what was Madison able to do to just kind of turn the tide on y'all?
I thought there were a couple rallies where, I felt like we had it won. Like the ball's this far from the floor and they stab something in it, and then just, 2 or 3 of those kind of plays. And then, of course, you're back in it. And we missed some opportunities in transition, I thought. They made some nice defensive plays again, but just more than anything, I thought Drew's was it in the end. It's just they just like, hey, when in doubt, set 11, and so she, I thought she was the difference in the fifth. We had this little lead, and then they just fed her, and and she's great for a reason. She's this really, really solid vet that knows her way around over there, and she did a great job.
Khat and Zoe, after 2 tough, losses where it all ends in the fifth set, how does the team just kind of regroup and refocus as y'all try to get another win on the board?
You wanna go first?
Yeah, I think just having that goldfish memory, just leaving it behind and trying to look forward to the next match and the next practice and just finding ways to get better every day.
I think there was a lot of good things that came out of this match, and we've shown that we can play with anyone. So now we have a couple more weeks to figure out some of the things that we're missing and figure out how to get those last couple of points. And yeah, like Khat said, goldfish memory. How can we learn from it, get better from it, and move on?
And then, with a lot of
No, you're good. Go ahead.
with a lot of these foreign players coming from the University of Texas, how does that team chemistry, knowing y'all played at Texas, kind of help y'all through in stretches like this?
I got asked this question yesterday, actually. I think it's just for me, just being part of the older generation. I think it's just so cool to be able to play with these guys and watch them play when they're in school and to be able to have that same kind of like grit that we've all got and grew up in Texas. So I think it's been really cool.
I think a lot of it is our fan base. They come here and they've seen us play, whether it was a couple years ago or, and so that I think really, really helps us chemistry-wise, just knowing that we have the support of this awesome crowd here.
And then my last
We'll
question.
do one more question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, my last question for all 3 of y'all. With this being the first time coming here to San Marcos to play these set of games, just what were your overall thoughts, just like about the atmosphere and just the amount of people that were able to show up tonight and support y'all?
I was telling someone yesterday, like, I would drive here if they just so happen to move the matches next year to be here. It's worth the atmosphere, definitely worth the environment.
Yeah, I agree. It was so loud, especially in that 5th set. We couldn't even yell across the court to each other. We had to go up and whisper or yell in each other's ears to even hear each other, that's what makes a big part of what makes volleyball fun and a big part of what makes volleyball here in the U.S. special.
Yeah, just for me, like, it's a neat, don't get me wrong, I hate freaking losing. But it's a really, really neat experience to be part of this environment. And I love it for our athletes, and I love that they can come and see the kind of product that our athletes are putting on the floor. Great fans, yeah, incredible fans, and that they're making the trip down here. It was a really, really cool environment.
Love League One Volleyball.